Hi everyone, I am Tina Swithin, author of Divorcing a Narcissist and founder of One Mom's Battle. I'm gonna tell you at the very beginning, I'm not an attorney, I'm not a mental health professional, I'm simply someone who has been through a horrific family court battle, and I share my journey and my story and what I would do if I were in your shoes. But I am not capable of giving you legal advice. So always consult with your attorney. Your attorney is your voice in the courtroom. What I want to talk to you today is something that I see people really get caught up on and spin, or just, it's almost like they're stuck in quicksand. And that's figuring out what is in your control and what is not in your control. Those are very important things to differentiate from in the very beginning, because I see so many people just get stuck and they don't choose their battles wisely. I'm someone who avoids conflict at all costs. It makes me very uncomfortable. So when I am in a situation that is riddled with conflict, I have to really pause, because one of the things that I know I am in control of is my emotions and my reactions to situations. You're going to find so many of these challenges throughout your custody battle where you really have to rein yourself in and reflect and figure out what's in my control in this moment. My breath is in my control. I know that. My emotions are in my control. I need to pause and label them. I'm feeling X, Y, and Z, and that's validated and warranted because this sucks, quite frankly. I'm allowed to feel that way, but I am responsible 100% for how that comes across. My words and my mental dialogue. I can't do this can be transformed into, I can do hard things. I would prefer not to, if you want to be brutally honest, but I can do hard things. I am in charge of my gratitude practice. That is something that is so cliche, but it is so powerful. And I feel like people truly don't give it enough credit. There is always something to be grateful for. Years ago, I remember holding a fundraiser for a little boy who had been hit by a car and he died. I was holding a fundraiser to raise money for his burial costs because I thought, I don't even know this family, but that is the last thing they should have to deal with right now. And the mom came up to me at the fundraiser. I couldn't even believe they attended. It was literally less than a week after their little boy had died. His name is Jackson Wood. And she said to me, I'm so grateful. I'm grateful for the time that I had as a stay-at-home mom to be a part of his life every single day. And I am blessed. I know some people don't have that opportunity. And I really will savor that. I'm grateful. And that hit me so hard because I had been practicing gratitude for years, but to have a mom who had just had her little boy taken from her and that was what her focus was, hit me so hard. And I thought, I have no right to complain about anything in life. If this woman could find gratitude in the most unimaginable, darkest days of her life, it was powerful for me. My body language, I am completely in charge of that, and that is something that can have a huge impact on someone in a child custody case. For one, when my children were going into the hands of their abusive father on the weekends, I had to be so careful, because when I was sharing that my kids were having anxiety, it was brought to my attention that I could potentially be passing my own anxiety onto them, transferring it to them. And I knew from that moment that I would never allow anyone to accuse me of that, because I knew that had nothing to do with why my kids were anxious going into that situation. And then the same goes for family court. You know, I see people who are emotional or hostile or whatever, you know, throwing up their hands or rolling their eyes in family court, and it can have a devastating effect on your case. Most judges are trained in body language and they watch everyone like a hawk. And so it is so important for me to be in control of my body language when I'm in court. And there have been times where I held it together in court. I walked to the restroom. I have vomited in the bathroom. I have had complete panic attacks and needed to be medicated. And I have made it to my car after court and crawled into fetal position in my back seat and bawled like a baby. But when I was in court, I did everything in my power to be mindful of how I presented, because I know I'm under a microscope, and that is so important, and it's a lesson I wish everyone could learn right out of the gate, because it can really have a huge effect on your child custody case. So a lot of this is just food for thought. You know, we have to figure out what's in our control and what's not, and be mindful of that at all times. This is a journey I wouldn't wish on anyone. I tell everyone it's a marathon, it's not a 5K. And most of the toxic, disordered people that we are up against, they look at this like it's a 5K. And we need to pace ourselves, we need to prepare, we need to be as mentally strong as we can, because this is a difficult journey. There's no sugarcoating at all. I'm actually thankful when people don't get it, because that means they've never experienced anything like you are going through right now, and it's something I wouldn't wish on anyone. So my heart is with you. Go out there and be the rock that your kids need you to be. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you're notified anytime we have a video. You know, I'm very fortunate and thankful that after 10 years, my kids have complete peace and we are safe. And so my life goal is to help you ensure that your kids are safe, and that, you know, you are continuing to be as strong as you can be for them. So thank you all for being here. Subscribe.